Hello, my name is Scott. I've been a corporate accountant for the past 10 years. Welcome to the channel Road to Retire. Hope you enjoy the video. I enjoyed doing these reactions to accounting TikToks. I also have one where I did one to casino TikToks because I was a casino accountant for 5 years. So let's not delay. Let's get right into the TikToks. All right, let's get going.
Name a job where the amount of work and the amount of pay do not match.
Everybody who works in Big Four accounting, because this is how much they get paid, this is how many hours they work. So if you add that all up,
I think they get paid a little bit more than the 45 to 60 range. That being said, he's not lying about the 50 to 80 hours. Luckily, I work in private accounting for companies, but both companies have external reporting to auditors. So the auditors obviously work for the Big Four. And yeah, they would tell me many stories about how much traveling they have to do, how many hours they have to work on weekends, how bad their vacation time is, working in the Big Four, which is Deloitte, KPMG, PwC, and Ernst & Young. Those hours suck, but let me tell you, if you're able to suffer through it for those first couple years of your career and maintain a CPA, then you're golden for pretty much any accounting job that you want. Next one.
So you're an artist? Yeah. Are you good at it? So you're an artist?
I mean, you might be in a little bit of trouble if you're doing liability, but I get the point. And let me tell you, when I first got my job out of college and I was so nervous, and any term that I had no idea about, you're damn right I was Googling it. So let me tell you, if you are studying accounting and you're not 100% on everything, do not panic. Everyone who's gone through accounting courses in college, they don't know 100% of everything. It's impossible. And once you get real life experience, stuff like that just becomes a lot easier. But yeah, Googling terms, I've definitely been there.
Nobody asks you questions when you say you're an accountant.
What do you do?
I'm an accountant.
Where do you work?
At a place where accountants
Never
work.
heard this song.
Nobody asks
So-
you questions when you say you're an accountant.
What do you do?
I'm an accountant.
Where do you work?
At a place where accountants work.
It is, honestly, it's very hard to tell. The first thing that people say when you tell them that you're an accountant, especially if it's around this time of year, it's April 5th. Oh man, you must be busy. It's tax season. I don't know the first damn thing about corporate tax. That was by far the worst grade I've ever got in my life, was corporate tax 2 in college, C. And for me, I was happy with the C. Yeah, people have no idea what accountants do. Even coming out of college, I had no idea what accountants do. So try explaining it to other people, and it's just like, yeah, good luck.
What do you do for a living?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a CPA.
Do you enjoy it?
No.
Know why there's so many accountants and also so many accountants that don't like their job? It's because the big four firms, EY, PwC,
All right,
Deloitte,
here we go again, the big four
they
slander.
have the best marketing programs out there for college kids.
Very
If you
true.
major in business or economics, all you see is how great it is to work at Big Four, the salary, the opportunities, and all this blah blah blah.
So it's funny because it's like the first video that I reacted to said like, oh, the salaries are minuscule, 45 to 60, and at the same breath, it's like they advertise really good salaries, and I think it's definitely better than 45 to 60. But yeah, the Big Four goes after college kids hard.
Blah. They don't actually tell you the day-to-day job in audit and tax. It is not fun. If you love accounting, no disrespect, I love that you love your job, but for 98% of people, accounting's not for you.
What do you
I kind of agree with that, but I will say there is a huge difference between doing accounting for the Big Four and accounting for a company, whether private or public. Obviously, I've never worked for the Big Four, but in 10 years of doing corporate accounting, so basically what you would learn in college, I do almost every day. I personally love my job, but I agree it's not cut out for everybody, and not everyone should be an accountant. And if you think just you like numbers and that's why you'll be a good accountant, that is far from the case. Accounting's like learning a new language, and if you don't think you'd be successful at learning a new language, you're not going to be successful at accounting either. okay, right off the bat, you can't say earn a high salary and then no degree doesn't matter. If you want to earn a high salary in accounting, you bet your ass that you need a good degree. And even if you don't have a degree, you better have a CPA, which good luck getting a CPA if you don't have a degree. I mean, it's possible, but I mean, you're not going to get a high salary. I mean, put it into perspective. So I do not have a CPA, and I didn't go to like a great college by any means. I went to a local state college, but I still had a 3.7 GPA, and besides corporate tax, I got A's in all of my tax or all my accounting classes, and I started out at $42,000 as a staff accountant. So that high salary is going to come way down the line, and you're still going to need a degree. Travel the world, maybe travel the world. Oh, hear my cat. Maybe travel the world. I mean, when I was doing casino accountant, I got to travel to many casinos, but that's more along the lines because I am on the system side, so I work with the consolidation software. But if I didn't work with consolidation software, I can't imagine traveling. I mean, why would you need to travel? You're just a bookkeeper at the end of the day. There's really no reason to travel. It's not just for those who are good at math. Very true. I've talked about this a lot in accounting stuff. Like, you don't really have to be that good at math, and everyone needs an accountant. True. So I guess when they're saying everyone needs an accountant, maybe they're saying tax accountants or QuickBooks types accountants where you wouldn't need a degree, but at the same time, you're probably not going to be earning that high of a salary. But you can earn a good salary, good living.
People always ask me what I do as an accounting intern.
So when I first started my career and I saw my boss typing into the 10 key keypad like without looking, I was like, whoa, that is awesome. And it's like now that I'm 10 years in, like I can do that shit blindfold and I go so fast. Like, it's funny, my wife came up to my room and was watching me work on the calculator a little bit. And I was just, and she's like, oh my God, you're so fast. And it's like, yeah, if there's one skill that us accountants have, it's pathetically being able to use the number keypad. Let's get another one.
I'm in accounting. I do audit.
How long have you been doing it?
About 2 years.
How much do you make?
Like 68,000.
Do you feel
So right off the bat, we don't know if he's an auditor for the Big Four or if he's an internal auditor. 68K for 2 years. That's pretty fair.
fairly compensated for what you do?
Yeah, I think so. I want more, but I think it's pretty fair for what other people that do the same thing make, I guess.
What kind of educational background do you have for this?
A bachelor's and then a 1-year master's program in accounting.
So if I had a 1-year master's, maybe I'd be a little bit salty at 68 after 2.
Advice do you have for others who might be interested in this?
Definitely pick a career where you feel like you're getting compensated for the work, and that allows you to grow, I guess, and work. I like collaborative stuff. So that's kind of why I did my job, and if you're into that stuff,
Yeah.
Collaborative stuff. That's a new one for an accountant to say. I mean, yeah, it's a team environment, and you have to work together as a team to close the books. And if you're an auditor, you're definitely working as part of a team. So if you're more on the collaboration side, yeah, definitely go in the auditing, not the bookkeeping. That's the first time I ever heard an accountant say if you like collaboration, go into accounting.
it's a good field to go into for sure.
Did you know that there's a national shortage for accountants right now? Accountants can make $60,000 on average in the US, and many companies hiring right now are offering much more. If you're interested in becoming an accountant, be sure to use Indeed in your job search.
You see, it's so difficult to say, just blatantly say, I know it's a general TikTok and they just talk about salaries. It's so hard to blatantly say like there's a shortage of accountants because there's so many niches in accounting that it's so. I like the comment I'm just reading now. Nah, he underpaid. There's so many different variations you could say. Like, are you a staff accountant, which is like a general accountant? Are you an internal auditor? Are you an external auditor? Are you what I do, where I'm like external reporting accounting? Are you doing accounts receivable specialist, accounts payable specialist? There's treasury accounting specialist. There's so many different ways. Tax accounting, which is what they first brought up on this. I mean, there could be a shortage of tax accountants and an overabundance of staff accountants. So when you say like there's a shortage of accountants, it really doesn't mean anything unless you specifically say what field of accounting it is. We'll make this the last one.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, this is
Accounting
completely
as a
off topic.
major.
Accounting as a major, really to answer your question real quick, it's a good major. I mean, you're gonna get paid well, but it's very boring. It's very boring to learn. Thought I enjoyed business and everything. I took accounting this year. Yeah, it's very, very boring.
So right off the bat, if you're into business, which usually when people say they're into business, it means they kind of want to be like an entrepreneur or like run the business, be more on the operational side than the number side. So yeah, technically my degree is business management with a specialization in accounting. However, business management and accounting they're not even in the same ballpark. They really aren't. I mean, you need accountants for every business, but at the same time, there's plenty of people who are amazing entrepreneurs and business owners who don't know the slightest thing about accounting. They don't even know that debits is left and credits is right. They're way different. And let me tell you, if you're just going into it for business aspirations, yeah, accounting's going to be boring as hell. And that's why when you take entry-level accounting classes, especially in college, there is a ridiculous dropout rate. It's just because if you're not into that kind of stuff, the number side of the business, you're going to do terrible because it's just not fun to learn. It's the equivalent of me trying to learn French. I'm never going to speak French in my life. I don't plan on going to France ever in my life, nor do I go to French Canadian territories or parts of Belgium. So it's like, why would I care about learning France? I'll never use it. And to that same extent, why would like business management people want to learn accounting? It's the same thing.
But really, really good career prospects. Like you're always going to need an accountant. Real quick story though. So earlier this year, I first posted something on my TikTok like, "Oh, accounting is so easy," because like it's easy to learn. It's something that's easy to learn, right? Like the concepts are not very difficult. At least intro to accounting. Let me say that. But then I
can get on board with that. Like if you have a general interest in learning it, I don't think it's that difficult, especially the early on courses.
That video, I was like, "Oh, it's so easy. Like even a middle schooler could do this, right?" That did not age well. One, I delete that video, but it did not age well. Accounting was hard. I got an A in my CS class, computer architecture, but I got an A minus. Like I barely clutched out an A minus in accounting. Like it's hard when you actually have to take the exam.
So I think intro to accounting, and I'm trying to not be biased here, but I think intro to accounting is very, very easy. And then I think once you get to cost accounting and once you go intermediate to advanced, I mean, once you get to intermediate, that's where that's nuts on the table for accountants. And then and there if you are truly going to be an accountant for your career, because intermediate is basically like you need to master intermediate accounting in college in order to have a long, successful career. Because if you can't learn those concepts in that class, you'll never get to advanced or corporate accounting. It's just not going to work. And that right there is when you know if you're good or not. So he said he got an A minus in accounting, and it's like, yeah, early on, I think it is very, very easy. It's debits and credits, assets equals liabilities plus equity. It's the easier stuff. And then once you start applying it to real life situations, that's when it gets a little bit tricky for someone who's not into it. So hope you enjoyed the video. The road to retire. Let me know if you like me doing these types of videos. I can go do more casino ones if you're interested in that too. Subscribe if you like personal finance stuff, and I'll see everyone in the next video.